Good afternoon from the Ken Scarce Memorial Studios. We are in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada on a gorgeous Friday afternoon. The Cloud Sports Network is very proud to present the 18th annual Sin City Classic. We are in the Legends D Division today. Tomorrow we will be at Doc Romeo Park broadcasting Women's D+, and then on Sunday we'll be back here at Sunset Park for the D Division, the Open D Division. I'm Rich Siegel along with Dr. Joel Tremblay today, and our on-site engineers are Mitch Barnes and Roman Jimenez and Justin Tangawa. And we're happy to be with you again this year from Las Vegas. We have a perfect weather day. Unlike what we had when we were here for the Softball World Series back in October, you'll remember that we broadcast from a car. We aren't doing that today. We don't have any wind. There's no dust being kicked up. We're waiting for this game to start. Did you have a flip yet?
No, they have to do their lineup on an official form.
All right. And so we're finding that the Gunners are reworking their lineup on an official Sin City Classic lineup sheet. They will be taking on, by the way, the Norfolk Gunners from the Mid-Atlantic League will be taking on the Gen X-Men from Long Beach. And we look forward to presenting the action to you. We are at field number 6 here in Las Vegas, the Sunset Park, and we're happy to be here with you here this afternoon. Again, we are going to be broadcasting 3 games from the Legends D Division, and as I said earlier, we'll be doing the Women's Division tomorrow and the D Division on Sunday. This event is put on by the Greater Los Angeles Sports Association. They put on this event every year. This is not just softball that the people come to compete in. There's national gay flag football going on this weekend, tennis, golf, you name it, whatever sport there is. And bowling. Bowling, I think there's.
10th year anniversary for bowling.
I think there was a bridge tournament going on this weekend as well. So
don't forget pickleball.
Is there a pickleball this year?
Yep.
Oh, hey. I don't think there's cribbage, but thanks for playing. We have a lovely parting gift for you. All right, they're about to do the flip, and then we'll determine home and visitor. Joel, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. It is a lovely day here in Las Vegas. It is nice not to be in the car.
What we are referring to is that when we were here in October for the Gay Softball World Series, on the Friday that we were supposed to do broadcasting, the wind was just so awful that the dust was blowing everywhere. And so before we got to the field on that Friday, we were told that we would be broadcasting from Joel's car. Now, there was an advantage to doing that, and that is that the seat warmers were on, and so we got rid of the chill. But we we had a good time doing it, and we had good sight line, and it was nice to not be out in that cold totally. And then, of course, on Saturday, we did have a really nice weather day, but today's weather is just perfect. Temperatures are in the upper 50s right now. There is no wind to speak of, at least I can see. You might be able to hear a plane that is landing over at McCarran Airport. Again, not a cloud in the sky here, and we are so happy to be with you again this year. All right, the Gen X men will be the home team for this game. Norfolk Gunners will be the visitors. And we're just moments away from starting our first broadcast game of the D Division, the Legends D Division. We will have the semifinal game after this, and then the championship game after that. They're running a little bit behind. This game was scheduled to start at 2 o'clock, but it's getting a little later start. We're going to start this game at about 2:33, and they'll play the full 60 minutes, I believe. The Gen Xers are taking the field now, very slowly and deliberately walking out. And that's just fine.
And that's just fine. Again, as I think Rich mentioned, this is the Legends D Division. What does Legends mean? Legends means everybody playing is 50 or will be 50 by the time of the 2025 Gay Softball World Series, which will be in Houston later this year. And we'll take also this moment to tell you that whatever platform you are watching this on, please make some comments. Let us know who you are rooting for. Tag some people, tag some friends. One of our favorite parts of doing this is having the players have their friends know that they're watching and tell other people, because a lot of times friends and family don't get to see us play softball because we're going away to tournaments. So
Yes.
Cloud Sports offers a chance to sort of let them know who you're rooting for them, let them know you're paying attention, and get more people involved.
Our home plate umpire for this game is going to be Bridget Lam from Seattle, and our base umpire today is Mike Latendre from Joel's favorite city, San Diego. Pitcher takes his warm-up. Jesse Baker is going to be the leadoff hitter for the Gunners. And we're moments away from starting here this afternoon. We mentioned earlier that we are here in the Ken Scares Memorial Studio. Ken was the event organizer for the Sin City Classic. He was also an early supporter of this organization, the Cloud Sports Network, Ken a Hall of Famer, and the inspiration behind the Ken Scares Leadership Award. Pitcher is completing his warm-up tosses. He's thrown his last pitch, and we're waiting again for Jesse Baker. He is going to be our leadoff batter as we start here in the top of the first. Jesse Baker bats from the right side. They start with a count of 1-1, and the first pitch is a ball, and your game is underway. 2 balls and 1 strike. And here's the 2-1 delivery. He takes a pitch on the outside corner, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Second baseman is wearing a helmet. Pitcher is not a little surprised, especially when you hit the ball up the middle, and Jesse Baker just did that. He is the leadoff batter, and he is on with a single.
And if this is your first time watching softball with us, it's worth reminding you when the pitcher is pitching, the ball has to get above 6 feet, not go higher than 12 feet, and cross the plate somewhere sort of between the shoulders and the knees of the batter.
And Greg Baggett will be the batter. He is batting from the left side, wears number 7. Looks like our weather is going to hold all through the week. It may be a tad cooler tomorrow and again on Sunday, but no rain is expected. Winds are supposed to be just fine, and the first pitch to Baggett is a strike called. Two balls and 1 strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the count is the pitch. And here is a slow roller to short. Shortstop bobbles it, picks it up, and throws to the second baseman. Safe. The bobble allowed Baker to get in with a slide underneath the tag, and he is on second. It's first and second. Baker at second, Baggett at first, and Matt Searing will be the batter. He bats from the right side. He wears number 26, and the first pitch to him is a ball outside. 2-1. And there is a swing, and there's a foul ball back behind. Hits the backstop.
Catcher got the other arm up, but not the one with the glove on it.
Yeah, exactly. He didn't miss making a nice play by much. It is a count of 2-2. And the next one, he swings and hits one up the middle and into center field for a base hit. Jesse Baker comes around third. They will not throw home, and the first run of the game has scored, and it's 1-0 for Norfolk.
That's going to bring up the cleanup batter, Ronnie Lauman. There are 2 Ronnies back-to-back in the Gunners order, so we'll try to keep them specified for you.
And Ronnie Lauman swings, and he hits one to third on a big hop. Third baseman makes the play, tags third for 1 out, throws late to get the runner at first, so a runner is forced. The play will be 5 unassisted on the force out. Baggett is out at third base. On the play, Searing the second, and Lauman safe at first base, and so the batter will now be Ronnie Burham. Strike called. And here's the next one. He takes a pitch outside for a ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
A little bit of a curveball there. That one came all the way across.
And the next one. He swings and lines one to the shortstop. Has no play to get anybody else. Hard hit, but right to him. Shortstop did not have to move at all. It's just a line out 6. That's the second out of the inning. And Ron Frank, the batter. Our friend Ron Frank from Tampa, former NAGA board member, IPS board member. And the first pitch to him, he takes a ball. Looks like it might have been a little bit low. 2 balls and 1 strike. Pitcher tosses, and that pitch is outside, ball three. That looked like it had a little curve on it, too.
Yep. Looks like this pitcher is kind of leaning over to his right and then trying to bring him across the plate to the outside corner for the right-handed batters.
Count is 3-1. And that pitch is a ball, and so the bases will be loaded. Searing to third, Laumann to second, Ron Frank on with a 2-out walk. And this is where I have to rely on you to tell me who's batting next because I didn't get the full lineup in my book.
I have Danny Webb, number 4, who is the extra hitter, is the next batter. Coming up with now the bases loaded after the walk. And if you're wondering how somebody walked with only 3 balls, all the batters are starting with a 1-1 count.
Danny Webb hits one past the pitcher and on into right center field for a hit. 1 run has scored. Another run has scored. Frank motors into third base, and it's 3-0. So Danny Webb gets 2 RBIs, and this brings up number 8.
This is Sherry Henderson, the second base person.
And she bats from the left side, and she can add to her team's lead, which right now is 3-0. The first pitch to her is a strike called 1 ball, 2 strikes. That one was way high, went over her head. The count is now 2 balls and 2 strikes. And she swings from the left side and grounds one to the second baseman underneath the glove and on into right field for a hit. Ron Frank scores, and it's 4-0. And on the play, Danny Webb to second. And this will bring up number 2.
And this is the catcher, Charles Urich. Or Urich, maybe.
4-0. First pitch to him. And he had an idea, but then held up, and it's 2 balls and a strike. 4 runs in the top of the first, the early lead for Norfolk. And the next delivery. Swung on, and that ball is hit in the air, or on the ground into left field for a hit. Left fielder bobbles the ball, recovers, gets it back into the infield. No further advancement by the man running at third. And that would be Danny Webb. So he is at third, Sherry Henderson at second, Charles Urich at first. And that'll bring up number 5. She bats from the left side. Colorful bandana protects the sweat from going into her eyes. And the first pitch to her as she swings and she grounds one to second base. Fielded by the second baseman on to first, and the inning is over, 4-3 on the putout. But in the top of the first, the Gunners score first. They score 4 times. We go to the bottom of the first, and our score is now the Norfolk Gunners 4 and the Gen X Men from Long Beach 0 here on the Cloud Sports Network.
And we will be taking some of the time between innings to talk about some of our fabulous sponsors here for the Sin City Classic. And the first sponsor we want to tell you about is Piranha. Piranha Las Vegas. The Sin City Classic wants to acknowledge longtime sponsor Piranha Las Vegas. An early supporter, Piranha is Las Vegas' hottest nightclub. Piranha is the home of legendary Vegas performer Hot Chocolate, who, along with the rest of the team, will make sure you have your best time. Whether it's your first time or your first time in a long time, go to piranhavegas.com for more information. And Rich, you mentioned that we had the World Series here. We broadcast that. Piranha and Gypsy, huge sponsors of the World Series. Wonderful parties that they threw. Probably could not have done that series without them. They were so generous to International Pride Softball.
That's wonderful. All right, Long Beach coming, or rather Gen X Men from Long Beach coming up to bat here in the bottom of the first. They trail 4-0. Andres Racines will be the leadoff batter, and the first pitch to him is a ball low. Another plane landing at McCarran. It's nice to see the descent of the airplanes. It's really cool. And Racines swings and gets one to the first baseman. And he goes to the bag himself, unassisted, 3 unassisted, and that's out number 1 here in the bottom of the first. Jeff Cott will be the batter. He blows a kiss to somebody in the stands. I think that's what he did. And the first pitch to him is a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. He wears number 4. And the next pitch to him is a strike called nice and loud by Bridget Lum. The 2-2 swung on and bounced to the shortstop on 2 big hops. He comes up throwing and not in time. He is safe. The ball was not hit particularly hard. It took a nice bounce, though, into the glove of the shortstop. And his throw was not in time to get the base runner. It'll be Dave Edwards' plate appearance now. He wears number 33. Runner at first and 1 out for Gen X Men from Long Beach. And Edwards swings and hits one into right field. That is down for a hit, and that ball is going to roll. Right fielder does cut it off and gets the ball back in. It'll be first and third. The young lady playing right field, she wears number 5. She bats after Charles York, and her name,
Gio Phillips. And that is Gio Phillips out there.
G-I-O?
G-I-O.
G-I-O, okay. We have the cleanup batter now, and this is going to be James Cott. And he looks to give his team some runs, and he will on this ball. It gets under the glove of second baseman Sherry Henderson, and a run scores. The other runner going to third and had an idea, but he stops. It'll be runners at first and third, a run in, as Jeff Cott scores, and it's 4-1.
And I believe that runner at third is a courtesy runner, and that's something else you'll see in these softball games. Twice an inning, I believe, in this tournament for the Legends division. You can replace any runner you want with somebody's faster, just to get a little bit of an edge there.
Bernard Deshawn, the batter. He bats from the right side, wears number 5, and he swings at the first pitch and lifts one into left field. That ball drops for a hit. A run will score, and if I'm not mistaken, that's the leadoff batter who was the courtesy runner. It is. That's Racines. He scores. It's now 4-2. And there'll be another courtesy runner. It's runners at first and second now, and the batter will be Chris Callahan. He wears number 61. And the first pitch to the left-handed batter is a strike call. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. And here's the next one. And that pitch is inside, but he goes after it anyway and lifts one foul to the right side and out of play. On deck batter will be Curtis Gregory. "4-2 is our score here in the bottom of the first. And there is a fly ball lifted out into left center field. The runner, or the outfielder, makes the catch. And that's the inning. 2 runs have scored for the Gen X Men from Long Beach in the bottom of the first. We go to the top of the second. Our score is now the Norfolk Gunners 4 and the Gen X Men 2 on the Cloud Sports Network.
And we will see if we can get confirmation of the rules, but I think Chris Callahan was out on that foul ball, which was only his second strike, I think. So we may be playing in Sin City this year without a foul to give, which just means that if in some tournaments, if you get 2 strikes and you hit a foul ball, you get 1 more swing. In some tournaments you don't, and I think this is the latter.
This is the last batter, I believe, in the batting order for Norfolk. And he's the pitcher, number 12. What do you have for him? This is the only
Mark
one I'm missing.
Keats. I think it's Keats.
Mark Keats is the pitcher for his team, and he swings at this one and grounds one to the first baseman. He'll field his own position well, bobble it briefly, but goes to the bag himself, and that's the first out in the top of the second. And Jesse Baker will bat. Jesse Baker got on a single in his first at-bat, and he takes the first pitch for a ball. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. That ball a little short. It is now 3 balls and 1 strike. And the 3-1 delivery, outside ball 4, and he draws a 3-pitch walk. So he is on for the second time today, and that'll bring up Greg Baggett. He also singled in the first inning. He eventually would be forced at third base. Baker on now for the second time in this game, and the first pitch to Baggett is a strike call. It's a ball and 2 strikes. The on-deck hitter will be Matt Searing. And the next pitch to Baggett. He takes a pitch for a ball that's a little bit low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. He swings at this one and goes opposite field and on into left field for a hit. Ball bobbled momentarily by the left fielder. That's going to allow Baker to get to third base. The throw comes in, but no play. So it is a single, and then the bobble out in left field allows the base runner Baker to get to third base. So it's first and third now with 1 out, and the batter will be Matt Searing, who reached and scored in his first at-bat, and he lines one foul down the left field line for a strike. One and two. And the next one is hit in the air to shallow right center field. That ball is going to get down. It's cut off by the center fielder, who comes up throwing. Baker will score, Baggett on to third, and it's an RBI single for Searing, and the game is now 5-2. On the play again, Baggett to third on the single by Searing. He has reached twice, has scored one, has driven in one, and the batter will be Ronnie Lauman, who reached in his first at-bat. And he swings and lines one down the left field line. That is a fair ball and will roll all the way to the fence. Baggett scores. The ball is still being chased. Here comes Searing. He is going to come around to score. Lauman on to third base, and he is in with a triple. And you might hear the cheers from the Norfolk side of the field. So it's a 2-run triple, and that makes the score 7-2. Ronnie Burham, the batter, he lined one to the shortstop in his only other appearance, and that first pitch is outside for a ball. This one is also a ball. The count is 3 balls and 1 strike. 3-1, and the pitch is a strike called. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Lauman at third base. He's the only base runner on right now. And there is a ground ball between third and short into left field for a hit and another run. The ball bobbled temporarily by the left fielder, but no further advancement by Ronnie Burham. It's an RBI single. So just like in the first inning, in the second inning, they have scored 4 times. It's now 8-2. Ron Frank, the batter, he walked and scored. And he lifts one foul to the right side. And the next delivery is a ball, 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2. He goes after one and lines one opposite field and on into right field for a hit. It'll be first and second. Nope, the runner at second is headed to third, and he is in easily. Good base running by Ronnie Burham. He never looked back. He just kept on running, and he makes it easily to third base. It's runners at the corners and 2 out, and the batter is Danny Webb. I'm sorry, 1 out. And that first pitch to Danny Webb is way outside for a ball.
That 1 out in the inning was the play by the first baseman for the leadoff batter, Keats.
And that pitch is a little bit low for a ball, ball 3. 3-1. There's just the one out here in the second inning. And there is a high pop-up in the shallow left field. Runner at third tags, and he is going to come home. They throw into second base, and the run scores. It is now 9-2 as Ronnie Burham scores. Frank holds at first base.
So 2 down and 1 on for Sherry Henderson, the second base person coming to the plate, number 8.
She singled in her previous plate appearance, was left dead on the base pass. We have Ron Frank at first base. 5 runs have scored here in the top of the second, and Norfolk has the 9-2 lead. All right, here's the first pitch to Sherry. She swings and hits one foul. Right fielder was playing on the line, so that's a fair ball. And she reaches, and Ron Frank to third. Wow, I thought that ball was fouled. All right, Charles Urich, the batter. He also reached in his first plate appearance. Ron Frank at third, Sherry Henderson at first, and that ball is hit up the middle and on into left center field for a hit. They'll throw into second base, not in time. Ron Frank scores, and Sherry Henderson slides in to be safe at second base, so it's first and second. 6 runs have now scored in the inning. It's 10-2 for Norfolk. And Gio Phillips will be the batter. And Gio waits for the first pitch, and it is very high, so it's a ball. That might have been an illegal. The 2-1 is a strike called. It's 2-2. Runners at first and second, 6 runs in the inning, and that pitch is, well, the time was called. Whether those planes are coming in almost like every 2 minutes. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and Bridget Lom says, play ball. And we are. That pitch is a ball outside, ball 3.
So, Rich, we're getting a little...
3-2.
We're getting a little information from the tournament, folks. So this is the third place game. So the winner of this game will go on to face the Fury Fire in the championship game, and the team that loses this game will get the third place trophy.
Okay. And there is, this is Mark lining one up the middle and on into center field for a hit. Sherry Henderson scores. Charles Urich scores. Gio Phillips comes around third. She will score. And it's a 3-run double for Mark. 1, 2, 3. And we will have a pitching change.
So, Rich, I have that as 9 runs in the inning, so we're 13-2 at this time. Is that correct?
Yes. Jesse Baker will bat for the second time this inning when the warm-up tosses are done.
So Keats made the first out of the inning, but came back with a double there. So the only player not to get a hit in this inning so far is the extra hitter, Danny Webb, or at least to get on base.
Ray Barker is now the new pitcher for the Gen X-Men. There'll be a courtesy runner. Charles Urich is going to run at second base for Mark
Keats.
Keats. (13-2), Norfolk with a lead, and we're still only in the top of the second inning. First pitch to Jesse Baker is a strike. There are 2 outs in the inning. And the next one is a ball. Just off the corner is what I think I heard. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the 2-2 delivery. Ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Runner at second. And there is a fly ball hit out into right center field. Right center fielder comes over, makes the one-handed catch, and the inning is over. But it was another productive inning for Norfolk. They come across the plate with 9 runs, and we go to the bottom of the second. Our new score here, the Norfolk Gunners 13, the Gen X Men 2 on the Cloud Sports Network.
And we will take a moment here to tell you about another one of our wonderful sponsors, and that sponsor is Lexus. Lexus, designed to seamlessly blend eye-catching design with exhilarating performance and dynamic styling. Lexus has been proud to support the Sin City Classic with its series of brands for 18 years running. So the Gen X Men with some work to do here. We're only in the second inning, so there are no run rules applying yet. They don't apply to the third inning, where you would have to be up by 20 to win by a run rule or a mercy rule. But down 11, they need to get some work done here.
Yes, they do. Scripture will be the leadoff batter for the Gen X Men. This will be his first at-bat.
The Gen X Men with a lot going on their jerseys, Rich. They've got a cassette tape. They've got the X-Men insignia.
He takes the strike. One ball, 2 strikes. And that pitch misses outside. 2-2. Keats' next delivery is swung on and hit in the air down the left field line. The ball is foul, giving chase and running out of room. The ball lands in foul territory, and he is out. So you're right, there is no courtesy strike. And that'll bring up Fitzgibbon. And the first pitch to him is swung on and grounded right back to the pitcher. Fields his position well and throws on to first, and the ball is dropped. Is he safe or out? I guess he's safe. That'll be scored as an error on the first baseman for not making the easy catch. And that'll bring up Ray Barker.
Rich, remember, there are no errors here on the Cloud Sports Network.
Right.
There are only tough hops and difficult throws.
And there is a line drive hit out in the left field by Barker for a base hit. It'll be runners at first and second and 1 out. It's why I was told I could never score a D-Division game ever again. Chuy Soto, the batter. He is the 11th batter in this team's batting order. And he bats with runners at first and second and 1 out. And the first pitch is a ball a little too high and outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. And there is a swing and a ground ball to the shortstop. He'll go to second for 1. There'll be a play at first base, not in time. 2 down. On the play, Fitzgibbon to third. Barker is forced at second base. The putout will go 6-4. And on the play, Soto safe at first, and that'll bring up Mike Becchiola. He is the last batter in the order. He wears number 8, and he bats from the left side. And the first pitch to him. He swings and hits one down the right field line, and that ball is fair for a hit. And a run scores as Fitzgibbon comes across the plate to score the 3rd run of the game for his team, and it is now 13-3. Soto on second. He will now be lifted for a courtesy runner. It'll be runners at first and second, and we come back to the top of the order, and Andres Vacinas who grounded out to the first baseman in his first plate appearance, and he takes a strike. Here's the next one. He swings and hits a slow roller off the pitcher's glove. He recovers, flips to second, and safe. And now no one called time, and the runner comes home to score. The courtesy runner was James Cott. He got to third base. No one called time. He kept looking over there, and nobody was doing anything. And then he just started to run again, and there was no play on him, so he scores. And
so
it's now 13-4.
2 runs in the inning and 2 down.
And the batter will be Jeff Cott. He singled and scored the team's first run here in the first inning, and he bats in the third inning, and he hits a ground ball past the shortstop's dive on into left field. A run will score. The other runner will head to third. There'll be no play on him. As a matter of fact, the ball just now recovered in the outfield, and another runner has scored as Racines comes across to score.
And caught into second after all of that. So runner at second for Dan Edwards, the number 3 hitter, who singled and scored in the first inning.
There are 2 outs here in the second. And Edwards, who scored his team's second run, swings at this pitch and lifts one into shallow right field. Coming on, the ball drops. It is hit way too shallow for either of the outfielders to make a play. And now coming around to third, there'll be no play on him. They throw back to first and safe. Jeff Cott scores. I have 4 runs in the inning. The batter will be James Cott. There'll be another courtesy runner for him. And it is Fitzgibbon again. He will run at first base with 2 outs. Five runs have scored in the inning. And it is now 13-7. Doing a little house cleaning out there, making sure that the runner who's the courtesy runner is indeed the one who should be. They're trying to determine who made the last out.
And so I think what is going on, Rich, is that this is maybe an ADA runner. Courtesy runners, I believe you're still allowed to use whoever you want in your lineup. For the ADA runners for most International Pride softball tournaments, the runner for an ADA player or a player inclusion policy player has to be the last out.
So they've got that all sorted. And the first pitch to James Cott is hit out into right center field. The catch is made. The inning is over. 5 runs scored in the inning. Go to the top of the third. Our new score here on the Cloud Sports Network, the Norfolk Gunners 13 and the Gen X-Men 7.
So we just heard from the Blue that there are 15 minutes left in the game. So the way these games will end is either time will run out and there will not be a new inning once time runs out, or somebody will win by a run rule, or in theory we could get to through 7 innings, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen today.
Not today, not in this game.
But the X-Men did get a few of those back, got a little distance from any kind of run rule. The run rule in the third inning, again, would be 20 runs, so the Gunners or the X-Men would have to score a lot to get ahead by 20 at this point.
And so as we go to the third inning, the second, third, and fourth batters in the order for Norfolk will bat in this inning. Baggett, Searing, and Lauman. Excuse me. Baggett batting from the left side. He has singled twice. He has scored a run. He has driven in a run. Excuse me again. It is 2 balls and 1 strike. And the next pitch is inside ball 3. 3-1. And the next one is illegal, too low, and it's ball 4. We're going to say hello to all of the people that are watching both from Long Beach and from Norfolk and places in between.
And if you are watching, again, please comment. Let us know who you're rooting for. Comment on the Facebook pages. Tag some players. And if you know a player, tell their friends they're playing, and they have a chance to watch them.
Grounder to third, fielded on 2 hops, left-handed throw into second base. The runner out at second, safe at first. "5-4" on the putout. Fielder's choice allows Searing to reach first, and the batter will be the cleanup batter, Ronnie Lauman. And the first pitch to him, he swings and lifts one foul down the left side, and there'll be no play.
And again, the winner of this game will go to the championship game. The loser will get third place, so they will be winners as well. This is a single elimination tournament. Most of the games we bring you are double elimination, but because of the size of this Legends D group, they decided to do it just as single elimination.
1 ball, 2 strikes. And the next delivery, swung on and bounced up the middle and on into center field for a base hit. Searing at second, on his way to third. It'll be first and third, and 1 out. And that'll bring up Ronnie Burham. He is lined out to the shortstop, and he has singled and scored, and he can give his team a little cushion here if he gets on. First pitch to him is a strike. It's a ball and 2 strikes. And the next one is a ball inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. A lot of these people in this game have been playing softball for a very long time. And it was nice when they created a division for the over 50. And there's another ball and another walk. So the bases will be loaded. Lauman to second, and Burham at first, already Searing at third. So runners everywhere for Ron Frank. He has walked and he has singled. He has scored 2 runs and he has driven in 2. And the first pitch to him is way outside, but he goes after it anyway and hits one to the second baseman. He'll throw to first. The out is made, but a run scores as Searing comes across the plate, and he scores in the top of the third, making our score now 14-7.
And I agree with you, Rich. The Legends, formerly the Masters, was a great idea. It allows people who have been playing the league for a long time to continue to play and have a place to play, even if they are not able to be as competitive with some of the younger players anymore.
And they have a good time, too.
The Legends seem to have a great time. And they also, usually, most tournaments loosen the rules a little bit for Legends, so you can pick up players from all over the country. So you can sort of bring an all-star team and lots of Hall of Famers and things like that.
Yeah. Danny Webb, the batter, he takes the first pitch for a ball. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. And here we go with the next delivery. That's a little too high, but he swings and pops it up on the infield. Shortstop calls, makes the catch, and the inning is over. But another run does score for the Norfolk Gunners. We go to the bottom of the third, and our new score now, the Norfolk Gunners 14, and the Gen X men from Long Beach 7 here on the Cloud Sports Network.
We're here in this company to make the world a better place, and we like to think we're doing it through Tito's Handmade Vodka.
All right, bottom of the third approaching, and we'll bat the 5, 6, and 7 batters in their lineup.
And our viewers saw the ad from Tito's. Tito's another amazing sponsor. They were a great sponsor of the World Series when it was in Las Vegas. Most of the delegates to the meetings, people who run their leagues, were getting bottles of Tito's and little bottles of Tito's, and there were bottles of Tito's in the bags.
Bernard Deschamps will lead off here in the bottom of the third inning. His team needs some runs. We have about inside of 10 minutes to go. And there is a line drive caught by the third baseman. He has to reach across his body to make the catch, but he never had to move his feet. 1 out. Chris Callahan, the batter, he struck out on a foul. And the first pitch to him is hit in the air to right field, right center field. Outfielder makes the beat on it and makes the catch, and that's out number 2. These are the innings that when I used to help coach one of the teams in Austin, I would hate because, you know, they're going after the first pitch instead of giving themselves an opportunity. And eventually people just told me to shut up. Curtis Gregory, the batter, he flied out to the left center fielder in the first inning, and he hits the first pitch, and he pops one to the shortstop, and the shortstop makes the catch. 3 pitches, 3 outs.
Yep, 3 up, 3 down, and that is, I believe, our first scoreless half inning of this game. So we'll be going into the top of the 4th with the Gunners still ahead 14-7.
And remember that if the Gunners are batting and the time does expire, that the inning will conclude, that the Gunners will finish their at-bat, and then Gen X-Men will get their at-bat too. So again, there's still time, 14-7, 7 runs, not a difficult undertaking.
No, in fact, we saw 9 in the top of the 2nd from the Gunners, so absolutely a surmountable lead.
Sherry Henderson will be the leadoff batter for her team. She bats from the left side. She has been on twice. 2 singles and a run scored. And she's manicuring the batter's box before she stands in, and she's ready, and here's the first pitch to her. Here's the ball, ball 2. Here is the next one. That pitch is over her head. That's the second time that's happened. It is 3 balls and a strike. Oh, there's Vincent Fuqua. I thought I heard his voice.
Mm-hmm.
It's a strike called. It's 3-2. And that pitch is inside for a ball. The leadoff batter on via the walk.
Vincent Fuqua, I believe, still commissioner of San Francisco's Gay Softball League, as well as the head of the DEI committee for International Pride Softball.
And he is also a Naga Hall of Famer. And the first pitch to Charles Urich is a ball. And the next one, that's a little flat, sure enough, deemed illegal, ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. Well, okay. There's a pitch for a ball 4, and it'll be runners at first and second with nobody out on a 3-pitch walk, and Geo Phillips will bat.
It is a busy couple of weeks for the softball folks. We have the Sin City tournament sponsored by LA here in Vegas this month, or this week, and then next weekend, the folks who run their various leagues, the delegates, will be meeting for International Pride Softball meetings in Houston, where we will be preparing for the World Series later this summer.
Will you be there?
I will be there.
I can't get off work next week, and otherwise I'd come over just to, get in trouble. Runners at first and second. Nobody out here on the top of the 4th inning. And the next pitch is a ball, and so now the bases are loaded on the 3rd walk of the inning. Mark Keats, the batter. And the First pitch to him is swung on, and he hits a ground ball to the second baseman. A flip to short for one, and a throw to first is not in time, and a run scores. So Henderson scores, Urich to third, Phillips is forced at second base, 4-6. Keats is safe at first on the fielder's choice, and we're back to the top of the order, and Jesse Baker singled, walked, and hit a fly ball to right center field. Batting from the right side. So now our score is 15-7 for Norfolk.
And runners at the corners with one down.
And the second pitch is a ball. So one of the three walks scores in the inning. Here's the next pitch to Baker, and that is a strike. The count is now 2-2. Hello, David. Here's the next one. And there is a fly ball hit out into right field. Right fielder coming on, and the ball dropped. And a run will score. Other runner on his way from second to third. Urich scored, and Keats to third. 16-7. And so Baker has reached 3 times, and the batter will be Baggett. And the first pitch to Baggett is a strike called. It is a ball and 2 strikes. And the next delivery, he swings and hits one foul behind the dugout. Oh. Or in front of the dugout. Nevertheless, he's out. Another strikeout on a foul ball. Again, there was no courtesy foul allowed in this tournament. And the batter will be Matt Searing. He takes a strike. 2 outs in the inning. And 2 runs have scored. And the next delivery, Searing swings and bounces one off the pitcher's mound and into center field for a base hit. Keats scores. Baker to third. Searing will hold it first. 17-7. And still runners at the corners.
And as we get information from the tournament directors, we share it with you. And so we are just hearing now that in the next game of the championship, the Fury will be the home team, and the winner of this game will be the visiting team.
There is a fair ball hit down the left field off the third baseman down into foul territory. Jesse Baker came across to score. I missed the entire play. Runner at second, Searing at second, and Lauman at first. And Ronnie Byram, the batter. But another run did score. It's another 4-run inning for Norfolk, and they now lead 18-7. And here's the next delivery. And Byram takes a strike called. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2. 2-1. And the next one is lined up the middle and on into left center field for a base hit. Left center fielder playing over in center field. Matt Searing will come around. There'll be no play on him, and he will score the 5th run of the inning.
And Lauman into second, was trying to make it to third, but the umpire saying that she had called time, so he's walking back to second.
And Ron Frank will bat for the 4th time in as many innings.
So I'm just noticing, I mentioned the 2 Ronnies, but it's actually Ronnie, and Ron, the 4, 5, and 6 hitters for this Gunners team.
And Ron Frank can add again. He swings at the first pitch and lines one into right field. A great single, opposite field single. Ronnie Lauman around third will score. Ron Byram will hold at second, and Frank at first. 6 runs have scored in the inning. And the batter will be Danny Webb. Danny Webb is singled, fly to left, and popped at the shortstop, and the first pitch to him. You might be able to hear the time has expired as the clock has reached 0. And as I said, they'll complete this half inning, and then the Gen X men will get their at-bat. So they will have one more opportunity to cut into a huge lead. And a pop up on the infield. Third baseman makes the call, and with his right hand makes the catch, and the inning is over. But it was another productive inning. 6 runs came across, I believe. Is that what you have?
That is what I have as well.
Okay, and so we go to the visitors' half, or the home half of the 4th inning, and our new score is now the Norfolk Gunners 20 and the Gen X Men 7 on the Cloud Sports Network.
And we're going to take a moment here to tell you about USGSN. USGSN is the United States Gay Sports Network, and they invite everyone to come out and play. USGSN is America's only LGBTQ+ sports directory that promotes every league and tournament in the country. If you want to find a league or tournament by and for the LGBTQ+ community and its allies, then head over to USGSN.com. The network currently features over 1,000 LGBTQ+ leagues in over 100 cities. There are over 40 sports to pick from, so when you're ready, visit USGSN.com, follow and subscribe to @USGSN on all of your favorite social media platforms. And while we're talking about social media platforms, one more time, this is going to be your last chance in this half inning to tag friends that you are watching and to let other people know that they're playing. Again, we got this half inning, and then since time expired, the game will be over after this half inning.
Scripture will lead off here in the home half of the 4th inning. He struck out on a foul ball, and he hits one high and deep to center field. That ball had some carry, and it is going to roll all the way to the fence. It'll be at least a double. And it is, as Scripture hits to second base, and that ball was hit high, and it was hit deep. And it made it all the way to the fence. A leadoff batter on, and that's how you get things started here. It's now 20-7, and the batter will be Fitzgibbon.
Should Scripture take that fielder to Sunday school?
And the next delivery is hit in the air to shallow center field. That gets down for a hit. Right center field over to cut the ball off, but the courtesy runner, that's Racines, will score, and it is now 20-8.
So the Gen X Men not done here, showing a little life in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Ray Barker, the batter. Runner at first base and nobody out. And the first pitch is deep. 2 balls and 1 strike. The next pitch is taken for a strike. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. And there's a swing and a liner off the third baseman's glove and on into left field for a base hit. Fitzgibbon will hold at second. The ball gets back into the infield, and it is 2 on and nobody out.
Tough liner there to the third baseman, who had been playing fairly well and caught some nice liners earlier, but that one just a little too hard.
That ball was hit right to him. I don't know, might he have lost it in the sun? Nevertheless, it's runners at first and second. They're going to have a substitution, and I don't have this player on my sheet. So we'll just identify her by her number. It's number 21 who is batting for Chuy Soto. And she takes the first pitch for a strike called. It's a ball and 2 strikes. And the next one, she swings and lifts one into shallow right center field for a hit. Fitzgibbon comes around third. He's got good speed. He will score. And the ball gets by the cutoff man, but no advancement.
The runner at second thought about it. The runner at first had already decided and had to go back. They were halfway to second, but when the person at second didn't run, they had to go back. So
the pinch hitter, number 21, gets a single, and she also will get an RBI, and the batter will be Mike Bicolia. Singled and scored, and he swings and hits one down the right field line. That's a fair ball. And on the play, the runners hold at second and third. It'll be bases loaded, and the top of the order will come up Andre Racines. So we have Barker at third, 21 at second, and Bicolia at first, and the batter is going to be Racines. Racines has batted twice. He has reached on the second time on a fielder's choice, and he has scored a run. And he goes after the first pitch and grounds one foul down the first base side.
And with 2 runs in the inning, the Gen X Men are currently chasing 11 with the bases loaded.
They are getting the ball back in. And here is the next pitch. Swung on and hit one down the right field line. That ball gets down. At least one run will score. 21 comes around third. There will be no play on her. She scores. 2 runs are scored in the inning. And on the play, Vicolia at second. So it's first and second now with nobody out. 4 runs have scored. It is 20-11. And Jeff Cott will be the batter. He has singled and he has doubled, and he has scored a run and he has driven in a run. He scored 2 runs and driven in a run, and he swings and misses for a strike. A British Airways plane about to land at McCarran. That's one of the biggest planes I think I've ever seen. And the next pitch is a ball 2, strike 2, 2-2. Runners at first and second, nobody out. Next one, swung on and hit to the shortstop. Fielded on 3 hops, tosses to third to get the lead runner, and that is the first out in the inning. The play will go 6-5, shortstop to third base. Racinas in the second, and on the force out, Cott will be at first, and the batter will be Dave Edwards, who has singled and scored, and he has reached again on a single. 2 for 2, batting for the 3rd time in this game. And the first pitch to him is a ball outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. 4 runs in the inning, 20-11. And the next delivery. And that pitch is a strike call, 2-2. There is still just the 1 out. But still a long way to go for the Gen X men. Here's the pitch. And there is a fly ball hit out into center field. That ball is going to drop. And another run will score. Racinas comes around third. He scores, Caught in the third, and it is now 20-12. There'll be a courtesy runner. Vicolia is going to run at first base. And still just the 1 out. James Cott, the batter, and the next pitch to him. He swings and he grounds one to the first baseman. Bobbled by the first baseman. A run will score, and the other runner to second. Jeff Cott scores. Edwards to second. You'll score that however you want. And the runner will be at first and second.
Actually, Edwards made it over to third after the bobbles.
Oh, okay.
The ball did go through Frank's legs, but it was going to be a tough play anyway. The second base person was trying to get over there, but it was
There is a line drive into left center field for a base hit, fielded on 1 hop by the outfielder. Gets the ball back in, but Vicolia, running for Edwards, scores another run. 7 runs I have for them in this inning.
7 runs?
20-14. And still just the 1 out.
This is the best inning so far for the Gen X men, topping the inning, second inning when they scored 5 runs.
They want to get a runner for Deshone. And so Vicolia will run again. The batter is going to be Chris Callahan. There'll be runners at first and second. Callahan bats from the left side, and the first pitch to him is swung on and grounded to the shortstop slowly. Will he have a play at second? And the answer is no.
The ball just hit too softly for the shortstop to get it to second in time. There wasn't going to play at third. That was probably the best decision that the shortstop had.
So, yes. So, Cott at third. The runner for Deshone, Vicolia, is at second. Callahan at first. And the 12th batter in the inning is batting, and this is Gregory. 20-14.
It looks like we're going to talk about that call of second base here.
Yes. The pitcher asking, and the runner as deemed to be safe. There's no question about that. The ball was not hit particularly hard. Nevertheless, the batter, if I'm correct, is going to be Curtis Gregory. He has not had a hit in this game. He is 0 for 2, fly to left and pop to the shortstop.
And with Gregory at the plate, the Gen X men have hit around in this game, or in this inning.
And the first pitch to him is a ball, 2-1.
Alaska Airlines now coming into McCarran Airport.
Here is the 2-1, and there is a pop-up behind the plate, caught by the catcher, and that's out number 2. So Fred Scripture will be the batter, and he needs to reach to keep the game going. His team trails by 6. It's 20-14.
And remember, Scripture led off this inning with a double over the left center fielder's head. So he has some pop.
First pitch to him. He swings and pops one in the air to right center field. Right center fielder moves over to his right, makes the catch, and that ends the game. 7 runs did score for the Gen X men from Long Beach, but it wasn't enough. The final score here in Las Vegas, it will be the Norfolk Gunners 20 and the Gen X men from Long Beach 14. We have another game coming for you, but we are going to take a break, and we will be returned with you as soon as the second game that we are announcing today will start. Thank you all for being with us here, especially to our viewers rooting for the Gunners and for the Gen X men. We'll be back to talk to you again when we start our next game in just a few minutes here on the Cloud Sports Network.
We're here in this company to make the world a better place, and we like to think we're doing it through